All right, folks, following up from my pushing video, pulling video, today is my pushing video, warming up here with some squats. Wide, deep, I'm just going through the motion, trying to create a very wide base of using my joints. And knees are in, knees are out, shifting right and left, back and forth, extend the spine, flex the spine. Generally just moving in many ways to loosen up the joints. From there, moving on just straight onto single leg squats. Sometimes I'll warm up with these holding on to an object to kind of get the balance dialed in, but today I'm feeling pretty strong. Getting 6 to 7 on each leg, fully squatting all the way down, and making sure that I have a good pause at the bottom. Look at all the wobble that I got there. Objective is no wobble whatsoever, especially in the upper body. That's what I'm going after, but today was a little bit more stable than I usually have. So definitely trying to keep the squat as much of a full range of motion as possible and keeping the quads, hamstrings, glutes, the full leg chain engaged. From there, calf raises, supersetting with calf raises. Keep in mind everything in this video is done for 3 sets. I'm just showing you one here because you don't need to watch me doing 3 sets of calf raises. Doing 20 to 30 on each leg, full range of motion. I'm barefoot, so I'm on a flat surface. Otherwise, I'd be using my calf pipe if I was wearing shoes. Trying to keep, again, the full leg is on. Even though the calf is the moving muscle, my entire leg chain is still working throughout this entire exercise. Keeping the weight as much far back as possible. I'm not really holding onto the pillar there very much. On to push-ups. Just warming up with some general good old-fashioned military style 2-arm push-up, focusing these days on a lot of inner rotation on the arm, trying to get as much force going through the thumbs as I am throughout the rest of the hand. And then moving on to my archer-style push-ups, alternating back and forth. The goal with these push-ups, as with all progressive calisthenics, unilateral, is I'm trying to make this exactly the same as if I was doing with 2 arms. A lot of times when people do a progressive unilateral push-up, they got all sorts of torquing and twisting, their hips are moving around. With the exception of the wide feet, I want to make this exactly like the push-up beforehand. So just back and forth, having as little weight as possible on the outrigged arm, making the other arm do as much as I can, and keeping my back tight to keep the scapular in check. Supersetting these with my flies. On my ropes here, just the further back you go, the harder this is, so I'm about a 45-degree angle. Again, keeping the back tight. The better your back is tight and stable, the more contraction you can have in your shoulders and your chest. So I'm backing up a little bit, and come down only as far as you're comfortable with. You don't want to come down so far to the point where you feel like you're about to lose it or your back is caving. Keeping your chest completely contracted throughout the full range of motion. And then the final superset in my workout is any sort of handstand variation. Shoulders are feeling pretty tired after all the push-ups and everything. So I'm only going low reps. I've got my feet up here on the TRX stand, which is at an angle, so it's a little easier than if I was using the wall. But again, keeping as much weight on my arms, keeping the back tight as always, and the elbows are in. When you're doing this, you should feel your entire shoulder engaged, not just the front of it. Supersetting with my tricep exercise, the floor extension style push-up. The further I lean forward, the harder this is, making sure that my elbows are coming all the way down in contact with the floor, and then extending up by pushing down into the hands to fully straighten the elbows. So again, 3 sets of each, about 10 to 15 repetitions, unless, except for things like the handstand push-up. That's my general workout for pushing. Questions down below. Till then, be fit, live free.